Today our topic is basic functions of supply chain management. So we will talk about the basic functions of a supply chain management one by one. As I mentioned before, today our topic is basic functions of supply chain management. But before talking about basic function of supply chain management, let's first once more define what is supply chain management. Even though there are many definitions, but simply supply chain management is the management of a network used to deliver products and services from raw material to end customers through an engineered flow of information, physical distribution, and cash. Now let's see what a supply chain manager has to do to complete this process efficiently and effectively and successfully to satisfy all the stakeholders in a supply chain management. So let's start first naming the basic functions of supply chain management. There are various functions in supply chain management. Here are some of the main function of supply chain management. And the number one is product design and development, forecasting, sourcing, negotiating, contracting, and purchasing. Continuing the basic function of the supply chain management, the next is transportation, logistics, production, manufacturing operations, inventory management, warehousing, distribution, and customer relationship. Now let's define each function one by one. Number one is product designing and development. Product design is to create a new product to be sold by a business to its customers. It is a very broad, efficient, and effective generation and development of ideas through a process that leads to a new product or products. And it is a major aspect of new product development. The next is forecasting. Forecasting is a decision-making tool used by many businesses to help in budgeting, planning, and estimating future growth. In the simplest term, forecasting is attempt to predict future outcome based on the past events, marketing research, and management insight by using statistical methods. Then comes the sourcing. It is concerned with what needs to be purchased, why, when, and where. It usually starts with a demand or a requirement. It is a critical activity used as both tactical and strategical levels. The next come is the negotiation. Next steps you do when you're functioning as a supply chain manager is negotiation. So a company, what is negotiation? Usually is a commonly agreed upon definition of the negotiation is a process of compromise by which the needs of the different parties are managed. It in the supply chain environment, negotiations often involves the cost of an item, arrival time, and the standard or the quality of the product. After sourcing and negotiating, when you are on the same page with your supplier, then you have to write down a contract. So next function is contracting. It is entering into a formal and legal binding agreement. A properly written contract for supply chain management is a must if you want to achieve successful cooperation from your supplier. Both suppliers and the buyer need to agree to all elements listed in the contract. After making a contract, the actual function starts, which is the purchasing, transferring of goods from your supplier to your company. So that's called purchasing. Purchasing is the process a business or an organization uses to acquire goods or services to accomplish its goals. So purchasing is the act of buying the goods and services that a company needs to operate and or manufacturing the product. So after purchasing, contracting and purchasing, now you have to move the goods from your supplier to your place. So it involves the transportation. So it is the movement of the goods from one location to another, from your supplier's place, from supplier's warehouse toward your own place. In other words, the action of transport is defined as a particular movement of things from point A to point B, and different mode of transportations are used to move these goods. These include air, land, water, cable, pipeline, and space. Another major function of supply chain manager is logistics, which covers a lot of sub functions including transportation, warehousing, inventory management. But here we will talk that logistic is the management of the flow of things between the point of origin and the point of consumption to meet the requirements of customer or corporations or other businesses. Once we receive the things, what usually we do, we um, produce more goods from this raw material, we manufacture, or we do the operation if we are in the trading business. So these are the functions for different businesses could be different. So but we will define manufacturing as the methodology of how to most efficiently manufacture and produce goods for sales. So we make the ready goods to sell our customers. Three common types of manufacturing production processes are make to stock, make to order, or make to assemble. So usually we keep stock, then we will make as the order come, or then we will assemble sometime, or sometime we just keep them as a stock. Another most important function of supply chain is inventory management, and this is in all phases we do in manage the inventory from buying till giving to our customers. So basically we are managing the flow of inventory throughout the supply chain. So a simple definition is to process of ordering, sorting, and using a company's inventory is called inventory management. It, in, it includes the management of raw material, components, and finished products, as well as warehousing and process such items. So these are all actions comes under these all action come under the inventory management. The next function is warehousing. So what is warehousing? It is the oversight of all the operation we do in a warehouse. This may include receiving of the goods, tracking of the goods, sorting, training the staff, managing the shipping, workload planning, and maintaining the movement of the goods and the equipment we used in the warehouse. So these all functions come under the warehousing. After manufacturing, keeping in the warehouse, the next function is to distribute these goods so they will reach to end destination, that is like end customers or end consumers. So what is distribution? Distribution is the process of making a product or service available for consumer or business user who needs it. Like their customer should be end customer or should be intermediaries like businesses B2B. So these are the different type of distribution we have. This can be done directly by producer or service provider, or using the indirect channels with distributors or intermediaries. So they are both ways. Can we ship them direct to the customers, or we use the distributor or wholesalers? That way our products reach to the end customers. Last but not the least is the customer relationships. So these are the ways that a company will engage with its customers to improve the customer experience. So basically we create relationship with our customer to have their better experience about our services and products. This includes providing answers to the short-term roadblocks, as well as proactively creating long-term solutions that are geared toward customer success. So basically it includes their to removing all their issues, solving their issues, removing if there is any bottleneck, or plus giving them the service or product which help their businesses. So this will lead toward a customers our customers success. This was our presentation today. I hope you understand. And if you have any questions, please let me know or write down in the comment sections, and I will be glad to answer all your questions or cover in my next presentation. Thank you for your time and listening my presentation. Again, if you please have any question, let me know. I will try to answer your questions. Thank you very much. Have a nice time. Thank you.